Hey guys, can you hear me? Can anybody hear me okay? Excellent. I'm just testing out my new microphone, guys, in case you're wondering why I'm going live just now. Yes, Fox, I am in Glasgow, not Ireland, as a lot of people think I'm from. Did I watch Halloween 60 YouTube funny trailer? Yeah, I watched that. It was actually pretty good. Good quality as well for a fan-made spoof. Sanderson, you have been blocked. Slick Rick. Danny, yeah, no spoilers. Anybody who puts spoilers, I'll not only delete the message, I will delete you from the channel completely. Sanderson 1611 has already been deleted, and he will no longer be taking part in my channel ever again. Hi Steve. Steve Buck. Is that Steve Rogers and Bucky put together? Guys, in case you're wondering, this is just my living room just now. We're moving, so we're getting rid of everything. I think it probably sounds a little bit echoey as well. That's because we just got rid of our couch. Getting rid of all the old junk as well for the big move. Yeah, Graham, ruthless. You have to be ruthless. I mean, people are just spoiling it for other people just because they want to. Yeah, no, it's supposed to have a sequel. Danny McBride and David Gordon Green already said that they wrote it in preparation for a sequel, but those two might not be attached to the sequel that comes out if a sequel does come out. So I don't know. Western Kratom. I don't need to make anybody else moderators just now. I've got 24 people watching this video, so it's a very, very low count. I think if I had hundreds of people watching, then yes, I probably need a moderator, but it's a low count, so I can manage it myself, but thanks anyway. CP, it's not too early for you. What time is it where you are? Scotland prediction tonight. I think 2-1 Scotland at best. Killer context. I didn't see the new Halloween movie. I went to see the original Halloween last night for the 40th anniversary. It's the first time I saw it in the cinema. I absolutely loved it. Just the second that John Carpenter score came on, I got goosebumps straight away, and it was absolutely amazing. First time I've ever seen it in the cinema, and wow, one of the best experiences I've ever had. I had done I always rank my John Carpenter movies, and Big Trouble in Little China is always my number one, but after seeing Halloween for the first time in the cinema, Halloween is my number one John Carpenter movie now. Fox, you've said, only because you're big on horror, do you know Ed Murphy? I don't know who Ed Murphy is, sorry. I know Eddie Murphy. Sam Henley. There's always confusion about Nick Castle's role in this film. Some people are saying he's only in one scene. Some people are saying he's in more than one scene. Nick Castle's not really confirmed, and neither has James Jude Courtney. So I don't know. I don't really mind. You know, if he's only in one scene, it's a good cameo because he's the original Michael Myers. But I don't mind if he's in 1 or 2 or 3. Am I looking forward to the next It movie, Simon? Yes, absolutely. It from 2017 is one of my favourite horror movies. Definitely one of my favourite recent horror movies as well. So yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to it. And my buddy, well, he's not really my buddy, but I used to work with James McAvoy up in Sainsbury's. So it's good to see James McAvoy going from what I was doing with him almost 20 years ago to him being a megastar now. Yeah, Phil, the score for Halloween in the cinema, that was one of the best things about the movie. Not saying the movie's bad, it's absolutely amazing, but just listening to that score in the cinema is amazing. The Thing is my number 3 John Carpenter movie, but it is still incredible. Sequel to Halloween 2018. Yeah, I don't know if that means do I think there's going to be, or do I want it to be? Yes, I think there's going to be, and yes, I want a sequel. I'm not sure how I want the sequel to look, when it's going to be set or whatever, but I want a sequel, but I don't want too many to the point where it's oversaturated again, because that's what they're trying to fix. If I could name one thing I don't like, if I could name one thing I don't like about Halloween, what would it be? The acting. That was Phil Marriott that asked that. I think the acting is okay for a 1978 movie. Donald Pleasence is the standout in that film. Sheriff Brackett was pretty good. Charles Cyphers. But I think that the acting, especially from the teenagers, or the apparent teenagers, could have been better, but because of the film itself as an overall whole, I don't really mind the acting, to be honest. But if I had to change one thing, it would be to make it better acted. How is the video looking, guys? Because I'm using my integrated webcam on the laptop. I've just packed away my HD webcam. I don't know why I've done it so early, but I packed it away for the big move. So I don't know if this video is actually good enough. Drew, yeah, I've been looking at the availability for booking. I don't know if you're from the UK, but in the UK for me, there's still no bookings available for the new Halloween. It's strange because we've only got a week to go. So I don't know why there's not set bookings yet. Thanks, Sam. Cool. Thanks, guys. For those of you who have just joined me, guys, the reason I'm doing this live video is not for anything specific. I'm just testing out my new mic. Testing. I might as well stay on for a little while, just for a quick chat. I don't know if you guys realised or noticed this, but somebody in one of my comments, I put a video up, a little vlog, when I went to see the new Halloween movie, and somebody made the old Halloween movie, and somebody made a really good point. When the mechanic was killed in 1978, he's lying in the ditch in the bushes next to the car, right next to the phone box. Do you think, and this isn't me saying this is one of my subscribers, do you think that Michael spoke? Do you think he used that phone and called for a mechanic because his car's apparently broke down? A mechanic came out and he's killed him. So did Michael speak but we just didn't know it? It's a really good question. Tyler, I'm just moving down the road for myself. It's probably about a 2-minute drive away, but it's a bigger house and I'll have a specific studio in my house this time, which will be good because I'm a photographer. So I want to have a good size space where I've got a studio at one side of the room and my YouTube side at the other side of the room as well. So I've got my photography gear and my studio gear in the one room. Makes it even easier for me. Thanks, Sinner. Thanks very much. Player Boy, yeah, I'd love to see a Friday the 13th reboot. Fully reboot. I did enjoy the remake from 2009. I thought it was really good, but yeah, I'd like to see a reboot. I think if Halloween is successful, I think everybody says this, but if Halloween is successful, then I think we will see the reboots of Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street. And we've already got a Chucky reboot happening. I don't know what's going to happen with sequels regarding that because of the MGM and the Universal Don Mancini rights, so I don't know. They should have gotten me to play the British podcaster. I think everybody hates that guy because of his accent, because he's British. So I think if people listen to me, they'll be like, oh, I hate you. Even worse. John Kell Stanton, thanks for the donation. Thank you. Mr. 305, did I notice with Loomis and the nurse scene, Michael actually moved faster than how he normally does? Yes, I did notice that. And that really annoyed me when people said that he moves too fast in Halloween H2O, because he does move slow in Halloween, but he moves the slowest in Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2. So in that 1978 Halloween, yes, he moves fast then. There's another time he moves fast, and that is when he slashes Laurie with the knife and she falls down the stairs. As she fell down the stairs, he makes a quick jolt across the top of the stairs to come down. He moves fast then as well. Winston, it's more than likely James Jude Courtney who's unmasked. The images that we saw in the trailer looks a little bit like Tobin Bell from the Saw franchise, and I think the person that looks most like Tobin Bell is James Jude Courtney with his hair, because I think in the trailer you just see the top of his head a little bit, and he's got no hair there, so it's like a buzz cut that he's got. And Nick Castle, he's kind of like John Carpenter. He doesn't change his hairstyle, and he's got longer hair. So I don't think that it's Nick Castle. I could be wrong. Sinner Heart, if Michael spoke, would it take away from the mystery? Absolutely, it would take away from the mystery. Tomorrow, I'm releasing my Halloween 2 from 2009 movie review, Rob Zombie's Halloween, and that's the very first movie that Michael speaks in. So I have a little bit to say about that. But to give you a heads up, I don't like it that he talks. So you'll hear more about that in the video. Yeah, Graham, it wasn't Halloween on Monday night. I had a feeling it wasn't going to be Halloween. I actually have an insider from Universal, a genuine insider who works with Universal, and he told me that the showing on the secret screening is not going to be Halloween. And I was like, right, okay, it won't be Halloween. But then Cineworld tweeted that we're in for a treat. So I'm like, well, maybe they've changed their mind. Maybe Universal have passed the details over and we're going to see it. But it turns out it was The Hate. What was that again? The Hate You Give or something like that. It's a kind of racism movie. Never heard of it before. Half the cinema walked out, and as I walked out, I was on IMDb checking the rating for that movie. It got a good critic score, but overall general public score, it got about 5.1 on IMDb, so I'm glad I left. I wish I didn't bother because it was a wasted journey. I wish Sheriff Brackett would make an appearance in the new Halloween. I don't even think he's acting anymore, or I think he was obviously very old. It would be good to see him, and I know there is one person making an appearance. I won't say her name because, or his name. I won't say their name in case you don't want to know, guys. But yeah, there's one person making an appearance that we're not supposed to know about. See, when you say Jason did some un-Jason things in Friday the 13th remake, what things do you mean? Sorry guys, I'm just catching up on all the chat here. What do I photograph, Tyler? I'm a property photographer. I do, like, I've done some weddings in the past, I've done some advertising and stuff, but I'm predominantly a property photographer. So I go around and do houses and stuff. Not just houses, I do new builds, like before and after shots and stuff. Pays the bills. I'm sure he was a mechanic. I'm not too sure. He was wearing a mechanic's outfit, so he was more than likely a mechanic. Yeah, Friday the 13th is in legal limbo. Victor Miller won his first trial, his first case. So we'll need to see how the rest of it goes because it's not finished yet. Yeah, it'd be cool if we redid Halloween 5. It would also be cool if we redid Halloween 6 and Halloween 8 as well while we're at it. Steve McCoy, you're from the southern United States. I do love that kind of accent. Is that like Alabama, Texas and stuff? Pretty cool accents. I love all accents. I do get a lot of people pretending that they don't understand me. Some people genuinely don't understand me. And the people who genuinely don't understand me, they're not rude about it. The people who do understand me and pretend that they don't, those are the ones that are rude when they say, I can't understand a thing this guy's saying. And I speak back to them the way they speak to me. I just basically say, listen, if you don't understand me, maybe it's because you're hard of hearing. There is subtitles for that. Or you've just not heard accents outside of your own county or your own state or whatever. It's normal. Yeah, a lot of people say move slower because he was wounded, but I think it was just a bit of continuation error more than anything. Justin Griffiths, that's a really good point. When I watched the movie last night, I noticed that a bit more about Loomis standing outside that house for ages and ages, just realising that the car was parked across the road all this time. So he could have saw it all that time. He was looking around, so I don't know how he never noticed it. But again, it's just a little bit of a movie error. I didn't bother doing a video regarding the Halloween timelines because when I'm doing my movie reviews, I kind of discuss it a little bit. And I don't want to go over the top with absolutely every detail about all the Halloween movies. I would like to discuss it, but I don't want people to shy away from my channel because it looks like I'm just trying to talk about anything. But yeah, it's a good thing to talk about. Yeah, I mean, what do you call it? Laurie didn't really beat the shit out of Michael at the end of H2O, but she was winning those. She was packing the most punches. She was getting the most hits. But they had to do that because obviously if he got the most hits, she would have died straight away. But I love the ending of H2O. With Resurrection being out there, I don't think Resurrection ruined H2O. You can watch H2O as it is. Do I think Ben Tramer will make an appearance in the new movie? Probably not. I think the appearance of Ben Tramer in the original Halloween 2 was probably enough. However, I wouldn't be opposed to it. I'd like to see a Ben Tramer appearance. It would tie up a few things as well, like they tried to do in the original Halloween 2. And yeah, Mega Sting 1981, I also agree that the mask in Rob Zombie's Halloween was the best thing about Halloween from Rob Zombie. I didn't really like the ending of Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 with the mask because he literally had no mask left. But I think it was more realistic in the way that he acquired the mask in the remake. So that was good. What's up, guys? For those of you just joining me, I'm just trying to test out my new microphone. So nothing special, just a kind of relaxed chat. Do I think we'll ever do a Freddy vs Jason vs Michael movie? Hell no, and hopefully not. I hate versus movies. Freddy vs Jason was a one-off fun horror movie. Michael Myers isn't all about the fun. Maybe Halloween 5 was with that clown music, but apart from that, Michael Myers is a serious character who doesn't need a versus movie. The Friday the 13th remake was the second best in the franchise behind 6. That was from Bronco Juggalo. I kind of agree with that. I think my favourite 3 Friday the 13th movies are Part 4, Part 6 and the remake. So I kind of agree with you there. Mick Paul, greetings from Chicago, greetings from Glasgow. Yes, I'm going to see it on opening night. If it comes out Thursday midnight, then I'll go and see it Thursday midnight. Hopefully it does come out Thursday midnight. John Kyle Stanton, thanks a lot for the $10. I'm really sorry, I'm just getting used to this. You've wrote any inside info on the Monster Squad reboot. The Monster Squad reboot was in limbo for a long time and then it disappeared and then it came back out again like they were going to do it. And it's disappeared again. I've actually contacted Fred Decker a few times about this and he's actually got back to me one of the times regarding the Monster Squad reboot. And I suggested to him, and this is genuine, I suggested to him that they should do an Avengers style Monster Squad, and that is bring out a few horror movies first of all, bring out a Dracula movie, bring out a Frankenstein's monster movie, bring out a mummy movie, not the Tom Cruise one, bring out a few monster movies, and then after those movies have come out, if they're successful, then amalgamate them all into one movie like an Avengers movie and call it the Monster Squad. It would be a perfect end to a universe with a Monster Squad movie, and that would be the perfect way to reboot the Monster Squad. And he actually contacted me back again and says that was his exact idea for his next Monster Squad movie. So hopefully it comes into fruition, and if it does, he can credit me. Thanks for your question as well. Derek Mears was great as Jason in the remake. Yes, I think Derek Mears was probably my favourite Jason. Maybe Michael learned to drive from watching his father in early childhood. Possibly. They don't explain how he could drive in the movie. But I think they tackled that pretty well with how Loomis was talking about it, saying something like, well, he was doing very well last night. How many years do I think Michael... do they think we can get out of this Halloween timeline with Michael being in his early 60s? I think 2 years maximum. I don't think he can go above 65. So 2-3 years, whatever. If they're going to do a sequel, I hope it's on the same night again. or within a year, I don't know. Jay Beatty, where are you from, Wolfman? I am from Glasgow, Scotland. The place to be. Darth Reven, I'm hard of hearing and I understand you fine. That's great. You know, I think most people do understand me. Like I said earlier, I think that the people who are just trying to be idiots are pretending they don't understand me. I speak English, so most English-speaking countries understand people from Scotland. You know, we're not some strange race from another planet. Did anyone notice Michael has a dead eye? Yes, he has a dead eye because of Laurie. I keep on losing my space here. I'm from Tennessee, but I can understand everything you say. So you're from Tennessee. I love Tennessee. Tennessee accent, brilliant. Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is from Tennessee. Backdraft, that's a great question, and I do think it would be held in a higher regard if Halloween H2 was the last in that timeline. I think Resurrection didn't ruin Halloween H2, but it ruined what made Halloween H2 so good at the time, what made it stand for 3-4 years. So yes, I think that if Resurrection didn't exist, and new fans were watching the original franchise, they would probably see Halloween H2 as a good return for Laurie Strode and the Halloween franchise, and a great ending to the original franchise as well. Nate Hamilton, have you ever considered making a fan film? Yes, and I'm in the middle of trying to get one set up. Once I move into my new home, I'm going to start preparing myself to do a fan film and hopefully have it out by next Halloween. Not got time to do it this year, obviously, so I'll take my time with it. I'll film it as best as I can and as much as I can around the autumn time now, and in preparation for next autumn. So yes, I'm going to be doing a fan film at some point. I just need to get all the resources and everything put together first, and I don't want to rush it. I don't want to make it like a 5-minute thing where I decide to do one, record it the next day and have it uploaded the day after. I don't want to do that. The Smoky S's. Barry! Smoky! Lonnie Lamb in the new movie. That's good. Lonnie! Have you ever seen an early 80s movie, horror movie called Madman? Of course I have. I've seen every horror movie ever, and Madman is a really good one from 1981, I think it is. Yeah, Madman is excellent. I've got something with numbers. I've not told a lot of people this, but I could probably tell you the year of birth of about 90% of actors and actresses, and the same goes for years that a movie came out. If you ask me the name of if you tell me the name of a movie, I could probably tell you the year it came out without searching, obviously. The new microphone sounds great. Good. I'm glad it does, because it cost me a pretty penny. My favourite part of Rob Zombie's Halloween 1 was the ending, the gunshot, then the scream. That's from Declan Houston. I agree. I think that's a really good ending, and that would be a decent ending for a horror slasher movie by Rob Zombie, but obviously it wasn't to be the ending for that. Other than the mains, this is Jared Harper. Other than the main series, Jason, Michael, Freddy, etc., what are some of your favourite horror films? Honestly, I think the Conjuring universe is pretty good. The Nun wasn't that good, but I liked Annabelle. A lot of people hated Annabelle, but I liked Annabelle. I thought Annabelle Creation was excellent, and I loved The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. So I think the Conjuring universe, the Conjuring franchise, looks promising. I just hope they don't keep doing these jump scares again, because they've done it so well in the first couple of movies, and then they're relying on the jump scares again. So if they go back to basics like they did with The Conjuring, I think one of my favourite series, one of my favourite franchises in horrors are the Conjuring movies. I think I'm way behind on these questions, guys. Sorry, I'm just going through them as fast as I can. Yeah, Fox, the whole swapping bodies for H2O and Resurrection, it doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with most people. But let's just assume Resurrection didn't exist. Luke Morris, hey mate, how you doing? The Smokies S's, the Smoky S's favourite Michael? I'm going to say Michael Myers. What is your favourite Halloween movie, Wolfman? I'm going to have to say Halloween 1978, because it's clearly the best. It is the best horror movie ever made. Ever. Yeah, I'm hoping that a cinema shows a midnight release where I'm from as well, in the UK, but they need to get their finger out, because I've not even put pre-order tickets up in my country yet. Sinner Heart, did you like the guy who played Michael in Zombie Part 2? You talking about Tyler Mane, who played Michael in the remake and the sequel? I like him as an actor. He's very scary and menacing, but no, I don't like him as Michael Myers. He was a waste of space as Michael Myers. Jay Beatty, do you think Kane Hodder is a good Jason? No, he's not a good Jason. I think people love Kane Hodder because he's so dedicated to the Friday the 13th franchise, and he's a really, really nice guy, but I don't think he's a good Jason Voorhees. The best Jason for me was Derek Mears, Derek Mears, and I do like the Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2, 3 and 4, and they're all different Jasons, so I think that Kane Hodder is probably one of my least favourite Jasons. He's not a terrible Jason, but he's one of my least favourites, and he's in 2 of the worst Friday the 13th movies in the whole franchise, so that tells you something. I keep on skipping past all your questions, guys. Foxy the Pirate, what are your favourite kills? You must not be a subscriber to me, because I put my favourite kills up a couple of days ago. If you haven't seen the video, check out my channel. I've got a top 10 favourite kills in the Halloween franchise. That's for Foxy the Pirate. Sinner Heart has asked, have you ever seen a movie called Demons from 1985? Yes, I have seen Demons. I've seen every horror movie ever, and it was okay. I'm not really into that Italian horror. I've seen most of them, but I'm not really into them. Have you seen the movie The Hand That Rocks the Cradle? Yes, I've seen every movie ever, and The Hand That Rocks the Cradle was pretty good. I liked Winston from Ghostbusters in it. I felt sorry for him. What do you think of the Halloween TV series? It's not been confirmed. I hope there isn't one. I think Halloween's too big for that now. I think back in the 90s it was going that way. It was going towards a TV series or straight to DVD movies, but I think it's big enough again to stay away from that. What do I think of the new score? This is from Ryan Bentley. I've only heard one song, and that's the Shape one. I've not heard anything else, and I don't want to read because apparently it gives away spoilers. So I'm not going to listen to the score intentionally because I want to hear it for the first time on the big screen. Apparently, Justin, how are you doing today? I'm actually pretty good. Things are moving forward with the house sale, so I'm feeling good. Good. I wish Demon didn't eat the enchiladas because I did like Demon in part 5. I think part 5 is one of the poorest Friday the 13th movies, so if Demon didn't eat that enchilada and maybe had a tuna salad, then we could have seen a whole different movie. Anthony Cresciolo, you've asked, what do you think about The Exorcist, Wolfman? The Exorcist is one of my favourite horror movies. I don't know if it's in my top 10. I think it's been in the top 10 a few times. My top 10 always changes. But I do love The Exorcist. Very, very scary. Possession movies do scare me. I love The Exorcism of Emily Rose as well. That's one of the possession movies that I love. But The Exorcist is probably the best possession movie. Smokey S's, not a horror question, but are you a fan of Batman? Which film would be your favourite? My favourite Batman movie is The Dark Knight. I think that's most people's favourite Batman movie. And it's not because of Christian Bale. It's obviously because of Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker. Backdraft, you've asked, what do you think of Chris Durand? I think Chris Durand was a great Michael Myers. He's a stuntman. Everybody hates him. He's a stuntman. He was asked to step in as Michael Myers in Halloween H2O. He worked as Ghostface in the Scream movies, etc. So he was just a stuntman getting asked to do a Michael Myers role. Now, what mistake they made in H2O was they didn't make Michael Myers the main character. They made Laurie Strode the main character, which is fine. So Michael Myers was a secondary character in the Michael Myers movie. So they didn't really care who they got to play Michael Myers. But I think Chris Durand done a good job. He done what he was asked to do. I said this in my Halloween H2O review. He moved the way the movie moved. It was a fast-paced movie, so he moved in a faster way. And it was an updated Halloween movie as well. It was more teen slasher orientated. So they had to move with the times. And I think Chris Durand done that perfectly. Declan Houston, you live in Glasgow as well? Nice. Whereabouts in Glasgow? I might not even see your answer because I'm way behind you. Ah. Sorry guys, I keep scrolling past and I'll catch up in 2 seconds. S. Mitchell, you've asked, you going to the 40th anniversary screening next Thursday, Wolfman? Nope. Went last night. Loved it. And that's it. I loved it. Don't want to see it too many times in a month. I've seen the original Halloween 3 times this month already. I watched it with my wife because I made her watch it. And then the second time I watched it from a review. And then the third time I watched it in the cinema. So I don't want to see it too many times. I don't want to get sick of it. So last night was the last for this year. Golden Boy, I don't think Nick Castle could have even saved Halloween 5 and 6 or Resurrection. Those movies were doomed from the start. If Christopher Lee played Michael Myers, they still couldn't have saved that. It was an atrocious couple of movies. Yep, the Winston mask from Halloween H2O was amazing. Personally, I think it was one of my favourite masks. I did a mask ranking that's getting a lot of death threats. I'm getting a lot of death threats because of it. Because I put Halloween H2O as my favourite. Now, I'm not saying the Halloween H2O mask is the best mask. It's my favourite mask. It's an opinion. Have you seen The Dead Next Door? Yes, I've seen The Dead Next Door because I've seen every horror movie. And it was okay. Myers was scary as shit in H6. That's from Mega Sting. I would say that Myers was shit in H6. It wasn't scary as shit. I don't think it was scary at all. He just looked ridiculous. To me, again, it's just an opinion. Do you think the Suspiria remake will be good? I've not seen. I watched Suspiria when I was younger, and I don't remember it. But it's that kind of Italian horror that I don't like, so I'm not interested in the Suspiria remake. I'll probably check it out, but I'm not interested in it. Pat Bro, what did you think of Terrifier? I felt it was a little over the top, but a good indie horror. I feel the same as you. I think it was over the top. Some unnecessary killings in it, but it was good for an indie horror movie. I think they've done a lot of good practical work that you don't see in independent horror movies. So I think, yeah, they've done a good job, but yes, it was over the top. Apparently, Justin, which Halloween movie would I like to erase from history? That would probably be the worst in the franchise, but it could go both ways because I'd like to erase Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 from history. It would make the first one seem a little bit better, but I'd also like to remove a couple from the original franchise, like Resurrection, because that would make H2O a lot better. And I'd like to remove Halloween 5 and 6 from the timeline because that was an awful storyline. So there's a few. John Kell Stanton, thanks for the donation again, John. You've asked, what did you think of the movie Popcorn from 1991? I actually just watched that last month. It had an Italian vibe to it. Was it a Spanish movie? I can't even remember. I think it was filmed in a different country, and I think it was actually okay for a 1991 movie. Because when the 90s came, horror movies started to get a little bit crap. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good, but it was very European-y, if that makes sense. What do I think of the Chucky films, Wolfman? Chucky. I think the Chucky films are hit and miss. I love Child's Play. I absolutely love Child's Play 2. And I really liked Curse of Chucky. The rest of them are not very good. But I would say my favourite Chucky movie is probably Child's Play 2. Nicholas, you've asked, do you like the Terminator movies? I do. I like the Terminator movies more than most people. I think the Terminator 1 was great. Terminator 2 is one of my favourite movies of all time. Terminator 3 I thought was okay. I think it was better than what most people say about it. I really liked Terminator Salvation, which again a lot of people shit on. And Genesis, I wasn't a fan of Genesis. But yeah, I'm quite an avid Terminator fan. Why does this keep scrolling? Sorry guys, when you're asking questions, it keeps on skipping some of them, so I can't see them all. Do you like the Saw franchise? Nah, I don't like the Saw franchise. I like Saw. Saw 2 and 3 were okay, but after that it got too ridiculous for me. And I'm not a fan of blood and guts for no reason. Did your wife like Halloween? Yes, she liked it. She thought she was going to hate it, and she ended up liking it. So that's a bonus for me, because she's quite interested to see some of the other ones now. Yeah, The Artisan, nothing coming out nowadays is scary. And I think that's because we're growing up. You know, if you're a young kid, yes, things will still be scary. But as you get older, they're not as scary anymore. JBT, what was your first horror film? The first horror film I remember watching was Just Before Dawn from 1981. I didn't watch it in 1981, but that was the first one that I watched, that I remember watching with my dad. My dad always let me watch horror movies from when I was a kid, and that was the first one I remember. Lying on the floor of the living room with our pillows and just watching the telly, and it was Just Before Dawn, and it was a fantastic horror movie. Declan, you must have seen The People Under the Stairs then. I watched it when I was like 6 and it freaked me out a little. Yeah, I felt the exact same, and I probably seen it around about the same age as well as a 6-year-old. People Under the Stairs again was another great horror movie I watched when I was a kid. It's not as good now when you watch it again as an adult, but yeah, it still scared the life out of me. Would I like to see It Follows movie, possibly a prequel? No, I think It Follows was one of the best horror movies since Halloween from 1978. I don't think a sequel would ruin, or a prequel would ruin the movie, because I don't think that can happen. But I don't think we need to see a sequel or a prequel to It Follows. I think a once only movie was good enough. The Artisan, you ever seen the Australian film titled Fortress from 1985? Yes, I have. Yep. I've actually downloaded that a few weeks ago. I've not seen it for years, but I love Australian horror films like that, so I will be watching that again pretty soon. What do I think of Rec or Record? I think Rec is one of the only non-English speaking horror movies that I love. I went to the cinema to see Quarantine back in 2008, and I thought it was great. And I came home and I said to my wife, we should watch Record because apparently that's better. And we watched it that same night and we were freaked out by it. I think it was a freaky movie. Yeah, love Record. Record 2 was pretty good as well. Did I like Transformers? I liked Transformers 1. Transformers 2 was shit. Transformers Dark of the Moon was watchable because it had like an hour battle at the end, and then the rest of them after that were terrible. Kyle, the new Pet Sematary trailer, I think it was excellent. Like I said in my trailer thoughts video, that from that first trailer, I was more excited to see Pet Sematary from that first trailer than I was for seeing the first trailer for It last year. So it's looking promising. Yeah, that scene in Salem's Lot, Sinner, with the kid at the window. Yeah, that was quite scary as a kid. Transformers 4 is your favourite? That's the worst. The Age of Extinction? What do you think of Candyman, Sinner, or anybody who's listening? A Candyman remake? If they're going to bring Tony Todd back, why not just do like a Candyman sequel? Yeah, Megas thing. I don't know why. Like I said, if they're bringing Tony Todd back to be Candyman, why remake it? Why do it all over again? Just do a sequel with him again. But again, if you have Candyman 4, people might not go and see that. But if you have Candyman, people might go and see it, because sequels they don't really do well at the cinema anymore, so unless it's got a big franchise following. So if they're going to do a Candyman, they probably have to start from the beginning again. Robert Englund's not returning as Freddy, Justin. He only done an episode on the Goldbergs as Jason. As Freddy, but apart from that, he's not coming back. Sleepaway Camp was good, quite campy. Sleepaway Camp. But yeah, I like Sleepaway Camp. I actually liked part 2 and 3 as well, with Pamela Springsteen. Who do I think should play Angela? Well, it has to be a young girl. And I don't know any young girl actresses anymore. When I was younger, I knew all the young ones, but not anymore, so I don't know. Hatchet, yeah. I like Hatchet. One of my favourite Hatchet movies is Victor Crowley, the 4th one. I won't be doing my fan-made film alone, Sam. No, I will have help. I don't know who I'm going to be recruiting yet for it. I have a few people in mind who are interested in doing it with me. When I saw Freddy in that makeup, he just looked a little bit off. I think it might have been the makeup, because the makeup's cheaper, because it's just an episode of the Goldbergs, but the makeup wasn't that great. Yeah, Victor Crowley is the best Hatchet movie. I think it might be my second favourite, but it's better than part 2 and 3. Yeah, Kyle, I think although Zelda from Pet Sematary is very scary and everybody remembers Zelda, for me, I think that scene with Gage on the road was the scariest and the worst scene, one of the worst scenes anyway, that I've seen in a horror film. Totally distraught. You know, I wouldn't want to imagine that ever happening to me. Oh, it's unbelievable. What's up, Angus? I'm excited for Halloween, of course. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, that Cinnamon. Like, the Candyman, the Wolverine. How do I think Halloween will end? I don't actually want to say how I think it will end, because people might start talking about it and then somebody will spoil it. I have my feelings, but that's it. What's your opinion on Leslie Vernon movie? I've not seen it. And I've said I've seen every horror movie, but I've not seen the Leslie Vernon movie. Is that Behind the Mask? The Rise of Leslie Vernon? Not seen it. I've got it. For some reason, I've just never watched it. So I don't have an opinion on it. Thanks, Sam. They probably will do a remake to Madman eventually, Sinner. Angus, you've asked if Scotland has drive-in theatres. No, we don't. But we do, near me where I live, they do a special drive-in at Halloween. They showed Halloween last year, which I couldn't make it. I think they showed Ghostbusters and a few other horror movies as well. So they might bring it back this year, but I've not seen anything about it this year. Anonymous V, you've asked, if you directed this movie, what direction would you go? What movie? Backdraft, yeah, it would have to. Friday the 13th and the Nightmare on Elm Street should definitely come back if Halloween's successful. And it would be good to see Blumhouse taking over. I wouldn't want Blumhouse to take over to do crossover movies. It's not for me. Oh. Yeah, Aaron, I've seen that. No, it wasn't a video. I saw a picture of Nick Castle and James Jude Courtney together. Yeah, Scott MacFarlane. There's a drive-in at Victoria Park. That's the one I'm talking about. That's where I live. I just live at Victoria Park. Did I like Leatherface from 2017? Hell no. It was awful. Cineman, have you ventured into the 4K UHD world yet? Yes, of course I have. If so, what horrors will you pick up? I've only got 2 horror movies on 4K, and that is Halloween and It. What would be your all-time favourite movie they can remake? I don't know. My favourite movies, I don't really mind if they don't remake them. So I don't know, it's a hard question. Oh, if I directed Halloween 2018, what direction would I go? I've answered this before, and it is a hard question to answer. Because I know what's happening in the new Halloween, I think that's probably the best route to go. But if somebody asked me before I knew about that, I don't think I would know. I'd have no idea. That's just an honest answer. Angus Gibson, you're interviewed in it. That's cool. I don't know if you know, but I done an interview for the 40th anniversary. I done an interview for the new Halloween movie, 2018. So when that comes out in Blu-ray, I'm hoping to be featured on the special features. I've not told a lot of people about that yet. I don't want to say too much until it's official. Worst actor to play Michael Myers? Probably Brad Lorry. Yeah, I think Total Recall and Point Break were pointless remakes. I don't think there was any call for them to be remade, to be honest. Ghoulies? A Ghoulies remake? I don't think people would catch on to a Ghoulies remake because it's a ridiculous film. I love it, but it's a ridiculous film. It would be like remaking Killer Clowns from Outer Space. People wouldn't understand it these days. I'm looking forward to the Lost Boys TV series. I didn't know there was one coming, and if it's from the makers of Vampire Diaries, count me out. I'm not going to see John Carpenter at the Barras, Scott. My wife is away to the caravan on holiday with the kids that week, and I have to go and collect her early the next day, which is why I'm going to try and see Halloween Thursday midnight, and then I'm not going to be here on the Friday, so unfortunately I'm not going to get to see John Carpenter. I don't even know what I would do for a remake or a sequel for Killer Clowns. I think it's a one-off movie. I think if you're going to do anything, whether it be a sequel or a remake, it would have to be a remake for me because there's nowhere else to go, I think. Kyle, I don't think I've not read anything about Gremlins 3. It'd be quite cool though. Monster Squad remake, I'd still like to see a Monster Squad remake only because a lot of people haven't heard of the Monster Squad. I can go into a room full of 100 people and maybe 2 of them have seen the Monster Squad. So I think a remake for me would be welcome, because that would introduce people to the original. So I'd love to see a Monster Squad remake. And Fred Decker is up for doing it as well. You saw Dust Devil? No? Is that a Hoover? Or, as the Americans would call it, a vacuum cleaner? And Mundo the Soundtracks has been deleted from my channel. The Smoky S's, I've just deleted that person from my channel. Again, happened at the start of my live feed. I've just deleted the person and they no longer can access my account. John Carpenter's not going to the premiere in Glasgow. He's actually doing a gig in the Barrowlands in Glasgow. So he's not there for the movie, he's just there for his music. The House of Eyes remake, Megasting, was one of the best remakes I've ever seen. The House of Eyes remake is 10 times better than the original House of Eyes. That's when they do it right. They not only do a different style of movie, but make it a lot better, a lot grittier. And that's what they've done with the House of Eyes. I don't like the Resident Evil movies at all. The first one was okay, but it wasn't great. It's nothing like the game. I don't know if they'll do another timeline later on with Halloween Alabama, because there's so many timelines, you don't want to make it even worse. I've not seen John Carpenter live ever, Core. I'd like to see him, but I've just not had time, and obviously when he's coming to Glasgow next week I'll not be here. Will I go and see the remake of An American Werewolf in London? Yeah, I love American Werewolf in London, and I think it might be John Landis' son that's directing the remake. I think it was last year was the last update regarding that, and I would definitely see it, but I don't know if it'll be anywhere near as good as the original. Lewis, are you a gamer at all? Not very. My son's more of a gamer than me. He plays Fortnite all the time. The only games I really play are FIFA and Uncharted. I play Uncharted 4 quite a bit. I love multiplayer online. Uncharted is phenomenal. Scott McFarlane, I went to see it last night in Cineworld in Renfrew Street for the first time. I've never seen Halloween on the big screen before, and it was amazing. Just right from the very beginning when you hear that theme music, it's amazing. Darth Revan, do I like American Horror Story? What's my favourite season? I stopped watching it after the hotel one. I didn't like that, But my favourite one up until that point was, there was two. I liked Freak Show season 4, and I also liked season 2, The Asylum. The Collector, I've seen it, but I didn't. I wasn't a fan of that or The Collection. Yeah, everybody's obsessed with Fortnite. Constant. Well, there's only one person who could play Nathan Drake, and that is Nathan Fillion. He played him in a little 10-minute short movie, an independent Uncharted movie, and it was fantastic. So if they decide to do a feature-length movie, Nathan Fillion has to be him. I don't think they've given away the ending of Halloween because so many things can happen, and you know yourself, what looks like has happened might not be the case. So I don't think they've spoiled anything. Sinner, are you going to see Glass? Yeah, like I said before, I love everything that James McAvoy's in. Well, not everything, but I love seeing James McAvoy on the screen because I used to work with James McAvoy. He's my claim to fame. I haven't been to Dead by Dawn Horror Weekend in Edinburgh at all, JBT. I've been asked about it before, but I've never been. Yeah, I've seen the images of Pennywise in Chapter 2. There's not much to go by yet from those images because you just see him as he looked in the first one. So not much to discuss regarding that yet. But I think when the Pet Sematary movie comes out in April, I think we'll get a teaser trailer for it, Chapter 2. I think so anyway. James McAvoy is the man. You know, Scott, it was 21 degrees yesterday in Glasgow, just at Victoria Park. That's where my son trains with his football, and it was roasting, and now it's absolutely bucketing outside. Yeah, James McAvoy's from Scotland. He's from Drumchapel. Yeah, Pet Sematary 2. It's a good movie. You should check it out. Edward Furlong is in it. And Clancy Brown. Clancy Brown is excellent in it. Check it out. No, Paramount are not developing a new Friday the 13th movie. Unless it's just been announced. But as far as I'm aware, they're not. Yep, everywhere in Glasgow right now, Scott, it's just miserable. It doesn't even feel like autumn, it just feels like a cold March afternoon on a Sunday. But behave yourself. Beef Space Raiders are the best. No comparison. Creed 2 looks excellent. I loved Creed. You know, I think it's one of the best Rocky movies. So I'm really looking forward to Creed 2. And Rocky 4 is one of my favourite Rocky movies as well. So I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, be for the best. Right guys, I think it's almost time that I go now. I was only supposed to be here for a few minutes to test my microphone. And I think once I move house as well guys, I'm going to be doing more live videos in the future. So I will be back with more. I've got a good microphone now. I do have a good webcam, I just don't have it attached to this laptop at the moment because it's packed away. But yeah, my webcam will be better than this integrated webcam because I hate this integrated webcam. Wolfman's got mic, Wolfman's got wife. Thanks, Erica. See, I enjoy making videos, but on the other hand, I don't want people thinking I'm doing too many videos because I've actually unsubscribed to some channels, big channels, because they bring out 5 videos in a day, and I just keep seeing all these videos from them and I get sick of them, so I don't want people to get sick of me. So I'd rather one a day at the most, but I don't always bring out 1 video per day. I maybe do 4 a week or maybe 3 a week sometimes. But thanks for your question guys, thanks for keeping me going for over an hour there. I was only going to come on for 10 minutes, so it was good to chat with you all. So I better go anyway. Anyway guys, right, I better go now, so I'll see you soon. Bye bye.